Well, Motown the musical tells the story of Berry Gordy, the founder and legend behind musical greats like Smokey Robinson, The Temptations, Supremes, and Stevie Wonder, just to name a few. Lead actor Victor Dixon, who plays Gordy, talks with WSJ's John Jurgensen about the challenges of not only portraying a living legend, but one who has also written and is producing the show. My goodness, a lot to take on there. All right, John, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
So just right there, it's got to be a challenge because not only are you playing somebody who's very much still alive, very much a legend in their industry, but yet they're actually controlling the show too.
That idea of, have you ever gotten the feeling you're being watched? He's portraying Berry Gordy, and Berry Gordy also wrote the book for the musical. And so they work very closely together on how to portray this character, but also tell the truth of this character, which can't always be a comfortable thing for the person who the story's about.
Because the actor can't really take a lot of liberties then with how they want to portray the person.
That's right. I mean, obviously they want to keep things truthful, but they also want to make it entertaining, so they have to strike this balance in between the two.
So what did he say was really the hardest thing about that? I mean, I would imagine that standing up to somebody like Berry Gordy would be difficult if you had an idea of how you thought things were going, or if you wanted more information about a certain period in the book or the show that you're talking about. Is that a hard thing to kind of get to that information?
Well, Brandon Victor Dixon he's a Broadway veteran at this point. He's been in The Lion King, that was on tour. He was in The Color Purple, and so he really comes from this world of theater. And as he put it to me, you know, he of course respects Berry Gordy and everything he's done, but he wants to make this right on stage. He was originally brought in just to kind of read the part, offer his feedback, and so at that point he didn't necessarily have his job on the line, so to speak. So he was very forward in sort of questioning Mr. Gordy about, you know, what his intentions were, what he wanted to reveal, what he didn't want to reveal. And so when he got the job, I think they hit the ground running in terms of their relationship, as far as they describe it. There may have been some big throwdowns behind the scenes that we don't necessarily know about, but it seems clear that they were able to work out this idea of who this character is on stage, because the story of Motown is the story of Berry Gordy, and I think the listeners who know the music aren't necessarily familiar with his personal story.
Right, and that part of that story involves his relationship with Diana Ross, which is told in this. So tell us a little bit about that and what people could expect if they watch the show.
If the story is about the Motown label, the secondary and maybe the engine of the story is the story of Gordy's relationship with Diana Ross, who of course led the Supremes. And so this push and pull between the music mogul and the guy in the personal relationship with this woman is kind of at the core of this show. You know, but it's going to show the power of the jukebox musical. I mean, I think regardless of what they're able to convey on stage in terms of the story, people are going to see the music, and the show has done really well in previews so far, which indicates it's going to have a very strong opening, and I think it's the music that's really driving that. But I think obviously the actors and the producers and the writers want to make sure it's as full as possible, and that's what they try to do.
All right, John, thanks so much. I understand early response has been great.
Yeah, it's been really, we'll see what the reviews are like, but the ticket sales have really been quite strong.
And that's what's important. All right, John, thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.